Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for July 2023. So let's get right into it. It's a heavy time for you guys. Cancer season, there's a lot of emotions going on, and a lot of emotions you want to avoid. So, the top of the spread here, Three of Swords, the Devil, Seven of Swords reversed. There, you have so much stress when it comes to your family life, your work life, just your day to day responsibilities. And it it might seem like you're not stressed, like it's manageable, like everything is fine, everything is going normal, but really mentally and physically you are exhausted. You can feel the burden of the stress. You're not quite there yet, but you do feel the burden of the stress. Um Subtly, but you're just going about your life like, okay, this is normal. I have to deal with this. I have to do this. There's also this emotional baggage when it comes to relationships and, certain connections in your life that maybe you're grieving, or maybe things haven't been going the way that you envisioned for this connection, or whatever the case is. And there's something that you need to grieve here, especially when it comes to anything to do with your family or emotional ties like this. If you were betrayed by somebody, but see, it's like you just want to pick it up and keep moving. You're traveling to the next place, you're starting the next project, you're doing the next thing, or you're just doing whatever you can to kind of release this stress, have an outlet for this grief, for this sadness, but you're not actually acknowledging it. So you're running around in a circle of stress and grief, but not really acknowledging it. But your body knows that you're exhausted. So you might be acting out in different ways, or making rash decisions, or, making impulse decisions to travel or do this or do that or whatever. And it's your body's way of getting this out of your system. And you keep yourself on this loop where, you think you're working, you think you're doing this, you think you're getting so far, but really you're just kind of running on this wheel, having this grief, having this stress, and then having some kind of outlet for it, intentional or not, traveling, substances, whatever the case is, and then going back. Somehow you have to face the grief and the stress again, and it happens all over again. And you're kind of stuck in this wheel. There's also a tendency that you may be hanging on to ideas or relationships that they just aren't what they used to be anymore. And there might be like these illusions around relationships, or even just within yourself, certain ideas you hold, belief systems you have, that are actually keeping you held back, and you don't realize it because you see yourself as somebody who is very intellectual. You can rationalize these things, you can think your way through things, but so sometimes when you have this high level of thinking, you don't notice that you've been caught in an illusion and living by an illusion. And it takes this kind of emotional stress and physical stress to push you to that point where you realize, I've been living in this type of belief system, or I've been holding on to this relationship even though it's based on this illusion of feeling, or a feeling that does not exist anymore. So, how do we get out of this hamster wheel? How do you release yourself from the hamster wheel? Well, you have to stop running on it. You have to allow you, this whole time you're in this stress and grief and stress and grief and self-sabotaging and running here, running there, doing everything. This is not, you can't rationalize this. What your body wants right now, what your mind wants right now is rest. You need to stop. You need to allow yourself time to rest. You don't even have to really um like think that deep about it or go into a deep self-reflection. All you need to do is rest. And this is something that doesn't require thinking. It's like your mind's going a mile a minute trying to rationalize or trying to escape the stress and this grief. All your body and all your mind needs is rest. And when you give yourself that space, you give yourself the time to, be at home, be cozy. Cancer season, just that's when things will start to come up and you'll be able to release things properly. It's not something that has to be rationalized or, you have to go here, go there, do this, do that. You need to rest. You need to allow the emotions to flow through you. You need to allow yourself to put down the baggage of your everyday life and your everyday responsibilities. And you have like this idea that, things might, if you drop this baggage, if you drop this stress, that things might fall apart. But really, that's really something that needs, that's the Three of Swords here that needs to be dealt with, is that you're using this workaholism or the traveling or the partying or whatever it is as a form of escape because you feel like the burden of everything being held together is on you, and you need to allow yourself to rest. You need to allow yourself to break that illusion and move past that. And you can see here, once you move past that, once you allow yourself to relax, allow yourself to feel the way you feel. You don't have to rationalize it. You don't have to do anything. You just feel the way you feel. There's no good or bad feeling. Just let yourself go there and allow that burden to come off your shoulders, is energetically and physically. And you'll be able to move past this idea that you've built up that you have to hold everything together. And when you allow yourself to feel the emotions to without any judgment of them, you can re-enter this family situation, this relationship situation, this work situation in a much clearer head. And you'll realize that things were actually better than you thought they were, than you had built up under this illusion of stress. And then it's like you free yourself and you have control of your life again. You're able to move up again. You're able to accomplish the goals that you're trying to accomplish at the beginning of this month, but you're running on this hamster wheel of grief and stress. It's like now you're back in control again. It's like you thought you were in control, or it was your body and your mind's subconscious way of having control of your life. But when you allow those emotions to come up and release those emotions, that's when you really have control of your life again, and you're really able to take direction. And especially if this is a family situation, you'll be able to approach it with a much clearer head and see that things weren't as bad as they were, and you can actually all support each other. It's not all on your shoulders. If that's a work situation, family situation, whatever it is. And then you come out on top. So this, where you're trying to make all these moves and make all these things happen under the stress, it's not working because there's a level of self-sabotage here. You allow yourself to release these emotions and you're able to take everything to the next level, what you were trying to do before, but you couldn't, and then you can find the success you were looking for. But it starts with releasing those emotions, allowing yourself to rest, allowing yourself to feel the emotions, allowing yourself to take some time off, take the stress off. Don't let all the burden fall onto you. There are people that support you. All right, guys, that's what I have for you this month. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.